Hello over there and welcome to lesson 1 of module 2. In our previous video we looked at the overview of the module 2, and now let's get started with the first lesson of this module, introduction to computers. And what is a computer? A computer is basically an electronic device that does the following process. So it takes in the input, does the processing, and gives out the output, and it can also store some of the output which is processed. So the four main tasks of a computer is to take in inputs, do the processing, give out the output, and also perform the storage function. So the computer consists of these parts. So we could say that a computer has the input devices which take in the inputs, and an example of input device could be the keyboard. The computer also has the processing devices, which an example of that would be the CPU, which does the processing within the computer. Then we have the output devices, and an example of the output device would be the monitor or the computer screen, or could be the printer. Then we have the storage devices within the computer. An example could be the hard disk or the flash disk, which helps to store some data. Then the output of a computer could be sent. So when the computer does the processing, the result, which is the output, it could be sent to the screen, or it could be displayed on the screen, or it could rather be stored in some storage devices, or it could be printed out, or etc. So the processing device, which we said is the CPU. So the CPU uses a set of coded instructions called program or software program to process the data. So in this course, when we look at the coding part of it, so we will look on how we can write a small program that instructs a computer to perform a specific task. So that coded instructions that the computer uses to process the data is what we are calling it a program or a software program. So the computer has the physical hardware parts which you can touch and see them, and also the software that runs on top of that hardware and that manages the hardware. So for every hardware part of a computer, there's a software built into it that helps to run the operations of that hardware. So we could say a computer has the hardware and the software parts of it. With that said, so let's meet in the next lesson and look at lesson 2. Otherwise, thank you for joining and see you in the next lesson.